What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of ENA We Got Time. As always, I'm your host, Alex, here with Week 5 predictions. If it's your first time watching, please subscribe, like, comment. Person who comments the most right, you'll get you'll win some good money. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Giants and Packers in London. Giants have a couple people out. Azeez Ojulari is out. Kadarius Toney's out. Lazard's questionable for the Packers, but none of that really matters. The Packers struggled a little bit last week with the Patriots, but it is the Patriots. I know they're not playing to the level maybe some people think they were, but I still give them credit. And the backup quarterback, he wasn't that bad either. So I got Packers 27-17. That's how I'm calling it. I would love for my Giants to win, but I got to call it. Steelers at Bills. Both the Edmund brothers are questionable on the Steelers and the Bills. The Steelers have Sutton, who's also questionable. Johnson, who's questionable. Minka's questionable. So they have a lot of people who might or might not play. Poyer is questionable as well. Knox and Kumerow. All of them might be game time decisions, or we might find out tomorrow. But even with all that, still, I have the Bills winning 28-13. I believe that the rookie quarterback will be starting this game, so it's going to be a hell of a learning curve for him. So for that's why I have the Bills winning by such a large margin. Next, we have Chargers at Browns. I have the Chargers winning, even though the Browns have they've been keeping their head above water. I like what I'm seeing from Amari Cooper. Jacoby Brissett, he's doing a really good job of managing the game. He's making some pretty good throws when he has to. But I do have the Chargers winning this game 24-16. Next, we have Bears at Vikings. Bears, I don't know exactly what the problem is. I think the offensive line might be a huge, huge problem. The Vikings, I really like the Vikings. I was high on the Vikings before the season started. I like Kirk Cousins. I like Jefferson. So with this being a divisional game, I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I have the Vikings winning 2017. Next, we have Lions at Patriots. Now, the Patriots are down to their third-string quarterback, Zapp. If I'm not mistaken, he was a USFL passing leader. So he did, like I said previously, he did look pretty good against that Packers defense last week, but there wasn't much film on. I know he played in the USFL, but I don't know how much stock they put into him actually playing. I'm pretty sure they just game plan for Brian Hoyer. But regardless of the fact, I really like the Lions. I like Hutchinson a whole lot. Hopefully the Lions can get some of their playmakers back, like Chart, Reynolds, and Swift back. I know Myers and Smith are out for the Patriots. Well, they're not out, they're questionable. Sorry about that. They're questionable. But I like the Lions in this game, even though it is in Foxborough. I will show some respect to that team because they do deserve it. So I have the Lions winning 30-28. Next, we have Seahawks and Saints. That 11-6 and 12-5, not looking too good. Anyway, besides that, I do think the Saints should win this game, regardless of who's at quarterback, Andy Dalton or Jameis. I'm not too sure. Hopefully, Kamara and Landry can come back. They're questionable, so we'll see about that. Or we'll see if Geno Smith keeps his ball rolling. I'd love to see that. But being a realist, I do have the Saints winning, especially they're playing at home. Hopefully that defense can wake up. I know a lot of people were talking a whole lot about how great this defense was going to be coming into the year. And I even thought that the defense would be, exponentially better than majority of the league. So I got the Saints pulling this off at home 2014. Next, we have Dolphins at Jets. I know Jets fans is happy to see Wilson back. But even with Teddy Bridgewater, and I like Teddy Bridgewater, I think he's a pretty good backup, one of the better backups in the league. So with all that firepower that they have, it doesn't really matter that they're playing at MetLife, that the Jets are playing at home. I got the Dolphins winning this game 23-17, and that's just how I'm calling it. Next, we have Falcons at Bucks. Brady's going to get some get back. He's pretty upset about what happened last week, how they pretty much got manhandled from the start to the finish of that game. I know the ending score didn't detail it, but they got manhandled all phases of the game. So he's going to be looking for some get back. They're playing at home. Patterson is on IR. Kyle Pitts is questionable. So if Pitts can't go, it definitely might be a long day for the Falcons. I got the Bucks. Now we'll show some respect to the Falcons because this is a divisional game. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. Rarely are divisional games blowouts, even though from outside looking in, you're like, oh, this team's way better than this one. This should be a cakewalk. No, I'm going to show them some respect. I got it 21-16 Bucks. Next, we have Titans at Commanders. Washington has not looked all that well this year, to say the least. The defense, which I know some of my Washington fans were really high on this year, has not looked like what it should look to them. I know a lot of people were big on that front seven. I'm not seeing it. The Titans haven't looked all that well this year either, but because the Commanders are playing at home, I have Washington winning this game 17-14. Next, we have Texans at Jags. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm kind of backtracking on what I said about the divisional games. The Texans aren't that good of a team this year, just to keep it blatantly honest with you. The Jags are impressing me, especially. I did not think the Jags would have looked as good as they have so far this year. Besides, all the turnovers Trevor Lawrence had last week. I think they're a pretty good team. I like what they're doing over there. So I have this game being 24-13 Jags. Next, we have 49ers at Panthers. I think this is going to be the largest margin of victory this weekend. I think the 49ers just straight up manhandle the Panthers. I know Chin's on IR. Chenault, he is doubtful, so he's probably not going to play. I know he had a pretty big play last week against the Cardinals, even though it was a losing effort. So he might be going. C-Mac is still going to be there. Hopefully, Baker get the ball to DJ Moore. You see, has a bunch of playmakers over there. I can't think of their names off the top of my head. But I like the receiving core over there, and I do like C-Mac. So hopefully they can keep it respectable. But as of right now, looking at this, I have the 49ers win this game 28-13. Next, we have Cowboys at Rams. The Cowboys have done a pretty good job with the backup. He hasn't been put in a lot of situations where he has to make a bunch of plays. He's made a couple good throws to Noah Brown, who they have a really, really good rapport with. CeeDee Lamb, he has a rapport with CeeDee Lamb, but I think Noah Brown is more so his go-to. The Rams, the offense has not really gotten it flowing. I know Cooper Kupp, he's still getting his, 10 to 15 targets a game. Matthew Stafford hasn't looked exactly the best this year. So hopefully they can figure something out there. Maybe get Allen Robinson more involved. But I think this game is going to come down to defense. Which defense makes that quarterback give the ball up? So far, Cooper Rush hasn't turned the ball over. Matthew Stafford is, if I'm not mistaken, top 3 for interceptions this year so far. So we'll see how they can contain Micah Parsons and D-Law. And we'll see how they can contain Floyd and Aaron Donald. But I got this game 21-14. The Cinderella story is over for the Cowboys. I got the Rams winning. Next, we have Eagles at Cardinals. I have the Eagles winning this game 27-17. The Cardinals are really struggling this year. It's not looking like a lot of people thought. A lot of people thought the Cardinals were primed to make a deep playoff run. But then the whole thing with D-Hop happened. Hopefully when D-Hop gets back, it'll get better. I know Marquise Brown, he's looking amazing out there. So that's always good to see. Hopefully they can start getting this ball on the road, because I had them actually going to the playoffs as well. But I had this game, I have the Eagles winning. Next, we have Bengals at Ravens. I got the Ravens winning this one 33-21. I think this game is going to get into a shootout, but I do think that the Baltimore defense will prevail and they will make a stop. So we'll see about that. I know Joe Burrow's probably one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL. And Baltimore is known for their defense, even though they have blown some last-minute, couple-second leads. I do think that they get back on track this week, and they handle the Bengals soundly. And lastly, we got Raiders at Chiefs. I like this game because I like both offenses, and I like a lot of players on both teams on the offensive side of the ball. Renfro, hopefully he'll be back. I'm a huge fan of him. The Chiefs, they have Juju over there. He's pretty good. Scantling, I really like him, but I'm really intrigued. Hopefully he can get Scott more involved. I was really big on him before the draft, so I like both offenses in this. And because this is a divisional game, I do have it really close. I have the Chiefs winning this game 30-24, pulling it off. That's it for this week, guys. This is NFL Week 5 predictions. Appreciate all y'all for checking out the video, subscribing, liking, commenting, and from the bottom, man, I just appreciate y'all staying with me through this process. We got some big things coming up. Also, this is the first year of fantasy. Salute to everybody that joined. I appreciate all y'all support. But that's it, and we out.